Hey guys, I'm Jessica Kilmartin, your HoopsFest volunteer coordinator, and I'm here with Tommy Murray, and we wanted to make a short video for you on how to scorekeep at HoopsFest. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over 5 things, and you can see we wrote them down on our board here. But number 1 will be keeping score. Number 2 will be player fouls. Number 3, team fouls. Number 4, jump balls. And number 5, original to HoopsFest, is our hotspot. So we're gonna break these down for you in just a moment and go over our score sheet. So hang with us. All right, so here we are. We're gonna write down Team A's name. Let's just call them the red team. And then down here we have Team B. Let's call them the blue team. Okay, so Team A gets the ball and they shoot and score a basket inside the 3-point line. I'm gonna mark off 2 points. Then the blue team gets the ball and they shoot and make a basket. And the player who makes the basket, both feet are outside the 3-point line. The ref puts both hands in the air and calls a 3-pointer. I'm gonna mark off 3 points. Red team gets the ball again, shoots and scores a layup, which is right inside the 3-point line, 2 more points. So now it is 4-3, and we can easily see that by how many slashes we have through the numbers on our score sheet. All right, so the second thing that you need to keep track of is player fouls. Now, if you remember that in the HoopsFest Code of Conduct, you had each player sign their name. So the way I like to indicate players' names here is that I would write down the person's first name, but then I would also write an indicator of who the player is. Typically, a lot of players have numbers on the back of their shirts. So say Frank has the number 11 on the back of his shirt or jersey. Then you mark an 11. But say these players decided to really do it up for HoopsFest and have some creative outfits with no numbers on the back of their jerseys. I would just help you remember who Frank is by saying, well, Frank's got red sneakers. And just jot that down to help yourself. All right, so say we have Frank, Bob's number 2, and Joe. And let's say Joe's number 5. This team has 3 players. What you're gonna do is keep track of individual fouls. This is only important if a player gets to 5 team fouls in which they foul out of the game and can no longer play just in that game. So what you wanna do is if the ref calls a foul on Frank, you need to mark down 1 foul for Frank. Say the game goes on and Bob gets a foul. Mark down 1 foul for Bob. Ooh, Bob gets angry. And he kind of retaliates on another player and fouls them. 2 fouls for Bob. Joe's playing a really clean game, no fouls for Joe. So that's great. That's all you do in the second part. But this is gonna come in and be really key in the third part when we count up the team fouls. All right, so here we are with team fouls. It's very, very simple. Your team fouls are just all your individual player fouls added up for a team total. So here we have 1, 2, 3 team fouls. So we mark down 1, 2, 3 team fouls. Now let's say Frank fouls again. Mark off Frank's foul and come right down here and mark off your team fouls. All right, great. This is a really, really important part of keeping track of the jump balls as a HoopsFest scorekeeper. Your ref should be keeping track of jump balls, but don't lean on him totally. Sometimes he expects you to do that, so I just want you to be aware of that. Now, one team will end up by a coin toss getting the ball first. So let's say the red team, Team A, gets the ball first. That means I'm gonna put a slash through Team A because they just got the ball. And that means the next person, if there's a jump ball or a discrepancy in a call, and the ref calls a jump ball, that means B would be the next team to get the ball. And as soon as B gets that ball, that jump ball, we put a slash through B because the next time there's a jump ball, and a jump ball is when 2 players tie it up, and typically the ref will hold up both thumbs together. So Then team A gets the next jump ball, A. So we know the next time it's B's turn. And this will go back and forth for the whole game. Please pay attention to these. They're very, very critical to keep track of. All right, our last thing on here is the hotspot. And that is original to HoopsFest. And what that is that there is a flaming basketball somewhere on the court outside the three-point line. And if a player shoots from that spot and they make it, it's called a hotspot shot. And that player wins a free pizza. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to write down that player's name. So let's say Joe shoots from the hotspot and makes it. So I'm going to write Joe's name down here. And then after the game, I'm going to take one of my hotspot tickets out of my binder and I'm going to hand it to Joe, and he'll go up to the MC station and receive his free pizza.
Okay, so maybe you're the person, the scorekeeper, who maybe knows a little bit less about basketball than your partner. So your job is going to be doing the whiteboard or the flip chart. And here's where you're going to be keeping track of the score for the players and maybe for some of the fans to be able to see. This is also important because the referee might be looking over to see what the score is as well. So in the earlier part, you saw that Jess was talking about two teams, Team A and Team B. And she called these teams red and blue. So it's important for you to write down the team name. So I'm going to write Team A as red and Team B as blue. This will be helpful because as you continue to scorekeep throughout the day, it's going to be hard to remember which team was A and which team was B, so you want to write down their names. In her example, she talked about Team A scoring first. They scored 2 points. So you would just simply draw a 2 really big on your board so that players and fans and referees can see the score. Later on, someone from B's team, the blue team, scored 3 points, and you knew that because the referee held up 3 fingers or gave you a touchdown kind of signal. So if you see that signal from the referee and you've touched base with your other scorekeeper and you know that for sure it was a 3-pointer, then you're going to draw a big 3 on the scorekeeping board just like that. Now the score is going to continue to change, so that's why you're going to have something to wipe off the score, or if you have a flip chart, then you can just keep flipping. So in this case, Team A scored again. They had that layup. So I'm going to be adding another 2 points. So 2 plus 2 is 4.
Oh, you're so good at math.
I know, it's all my kindergarten teaching. So now I have a score of 4-3 that's easily seen by all the crowds, fans, and referees. So that's your job during the game, is to make sure that you're keeping this up to date. And if you're not sure, that you're communicating with your partner just to make sure that her board and your board look the same.
Phew! We made it through the scorekeeping video. We hope we didn't bore your socks off, but it was the best we could do this year. We hope to improve it for next year, but for now, hopefully it's informational and not too boring, and you can come in feeling more confident with what you need to do the day of HoopsFest.
If you still have questions or you're not sure what to do, rewind and rewatch a part of this video and make sure that you understand what we're talking about. And again, if you have any questions day of, make sure that you communicate with your referees or your division head, someone like me.
We're looking forward to a great day and a great HoopsFest.
See you there.
Bye.